Hi, my name is Keith. I'm a field technician with USA Clean, and in this installment of videos I'm going to go ahead and show you some common issues on our Swingo TASKI XP that we've found. I'm going to go ahead and also show you some how-tos on how to correct these common issues. I hope you find this video informative, and if you have any other questions or any other technical support questions, go ahead and give us a call at 1-800-USA-CLEAN. And today I'm going to show you how to run a self-diagnostic for your TASKI XP machine on the brushes, squeegee, back motor, plus show you how to run a diagnostic and train the Hall sensor. So the first step in running the self-diagnostics for your squeegee, your back motor, and your brushes is to press and hold the two plus signs and turn the key on. Now you want to hold it into the position until your S100 appears on your display screen. Now your next step is to press your brush pressure plus button until the display screen reads S300. Now your next step is to press the start stop button until you enter into the menu and the display screen will display 301. Now once you're in the submenu, your next step is to press the start stop button until your screen displays running dash lights, which means that your machine is running diagnostics on your squeegee, brushes, and back motor. Be sure to be standing on the machine when doing this. Now once your self-test is complete, your display screen will read E000, which means that the squeegee, the brushes, and the back motor are all running correctly. Now if you do not get the E000, refer to your user manual for your code definitions. Now after this, what you want to do is press the Eco button to return to your main screen display. Next, I'm going to show you how to train the Hall sensor. Now what you want to do is press and hold the solution plus and the brush pressure plus and turn the key on until your display screen reads S100. Next, what you want to do is press the brush pressure plus until your display screen reads S200. Now your next step is to press the start stop button until your display screen reads S201 submenu. Now your next step is to press the start stop button until the symbol appears on your display screen. Now the next step is to grab your handle, turn it all the way to the left and hold it. Press the start stop button until your display screen sees that symbol switch over to the other side. Next step is to grab the handle, turn it all the way to the right, press the start stop button again until your display screen reads two lines in the middle. Now your next step is to go ahead and press the start stop button again until you see the four dots across the bottom indicating that your settings have been saved. Now your next step is to go ahead and press the brush pressure plus sign until your display screen reads S202. Next step, press the start stop button to begin setting your throttle Hall sensor. your display screen will read 4 dashes across this top. Next, we're going to take the throttles and push them all the way forward and hold them, and press the start-stop button until your display screen reads 4 dashes across the bottom. Now pull your throttles all the way back in the reverse position, press the start-stop button, your display screen will read the 4 dashes across the middle. Now once you've got that done, your next step is to go ahead and press the start-stop button again, and you'll see the 4 little dots appear on your display screen at the bottom indicating that your settings have been saved. Now the next step is to back out of your display by pressing the Eco button until it goes back to the hour counter display. Once it's back to the hour counter display, you have trained your sensors. In this video, we're going to show you how to test the stepboard switch on your TASKI XP. Now the tools you're going to need for this is your voltmeter and a 5mm Allen head. Now the next step in testing your stepboard switch is to first make sure your machine is turned off. And second, what you want to do is take your 5mm Allen head wrench and remove the 3 screws that are holding your control board in place. Now you can start anywhere, but I start with the bottom. Set your screws off to the side. Okay, now your next step is go ahead and locate the stepboard wire, which is located behind your USB cord. Go ahead and remove that wire. Now take your voltmeter and take your leads. Set it to test the continuity. Stick your leads into the wire. Now remember, what you're going to have to do is press down on the stepboard to engage the switch. If it beeps, you have a good switch. If it doesn't beep, we need to replace it. Now I'll show you how to replace it. So we have a good switch. Okay, now like I said, if your stepboard doesn't beep after you check the continuity, we need to replace it. So in this, I'm going to show you how to replace the stepboard switch. Now with your power board already pulled out, and you've already got your stepboard wires pulled out, what you want to do next is locate the step switch, which is right underneath your stepboard. Now the tools you'll need for this, the only thing you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. Now once you've located the stepboard switch, what you want to do is take your Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 2 screws that are holding the stepboard switch in place. Now once you've done that, your stepboard switch will drop down. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the solution filter on your TASKI XP. Now, your first step you want to do is lift the tank lid, like so, all the way up. The latch should catch it and keep it open. The next thing you want to do is locate and find your solution filter. Now this one looks like it's in pretty good shape, but if you've got a solution filter that is worn, torn, tattered, ripped, teared, or anything, it'd be a good thing to replace these guys. Now to do that, what you want to do is remove the O-ring that's holding the filter by just pulling it towards you onto the hose. Replace your solution filter. If you can clean it out, clean it out. If you need to replace it, take it, get a new one. Just reverse the steps, put it back on, and replace the O-ring. Simple. Now you've replaced your solution filter. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to check your casters for wear and tear, divots, anything like that that might give you an indication that it needs to be replaced. Common issues that you can see would be when you're riding the machine, you feel bumps, slippage, anything like that gives you an indication that you might need to replace your front casters. Now to do this, I suggest lifting up the solution tank using your solution tank key and jacking the machine up. Now that you have your machine jacked up so that your front caster is no longer touching the ground, what you want to do is visually inspect it for cuts, tears, flat spots, anything like that. That'll give you an indication that you need to replace your casters. What you also want to do is rotate your caster left and right to make sure that the bearings are still good and lubricated so that it swings freely. Okay, when you go ahead and start to use your machine, if your brushes do not lower and do not spin and you get an error code on your control board that displays 041, here are some resolved issues you can check to get rid of that problem. First, what you want to do is go ahead and remove the control board and lift your solution tank all the way back. And what we're going to do is we're going to check for frame damage and check the Hall sensor to make sure the wires are sound. Now once you've got your tank lifted all the way back, the next step you want to do is locate the Hall sensor in between the batteries and check the wires, make sure there's no damage or anything done. Alright, next, another thing you can check is go ahead and locate the two 6mm Allen head screws that attach the frame to the battery tray and make sure they're tight and secure. Now, a few problems that we've had is the frame down over here to the battery tray where these are tightened in at, bent, broken, and that could cause that error. Now if you go to use your machine and you turn it on and it won't turn on and it displays the safe mode error code, we're going to show you in this video how to check for pulled or broken wires from the e-stop or the throttle sensors. Now first what we're going to do is we are going to take our T20 torque wrench and remove the torque screws from the back of the dashboard. Now next what we're going to do with a flathead screwdriver, loosen the steering console. Now you don't have to take the screws all the way out, just loosen and the casing pops off. Now once you've got your casing removed, the next step is to grab and pull back the plunger from your e-stop to expose your brown and white wires. Now these wires, what we're going to do is we're going to test these for continuity. Now look over here and on your dashboard locate the same wires, the brown and the white wires, and remove the plug from your dashboard. Now that you got it all taken apart and you're ready to test the continuity, with the e-stop out, go ahead and hook one lead up to the brown wire from the board and test it on the other end. If you get a beep, you got good wire. Do the same for the white wire. So once you check the continuity on your e-stop, what you want to do is go ahead and plug it back in, make sure it's tight and secure. Then check the connections and make sure they're tight and secure on your dashboard to the steering sensor wires. Make sure there's no play in them. If there's no play in there, what you want to do is go ahead and check your steering sensor wires one by one to find any wiring faults. A common problem with your steering sensor wires is when you turn your handles left and right, your steering sensor wires could be caught, jammed, twisted, broken inside your steering column. Now once we've put back the e-stop casing, while we've got the dashboard out, another common error code that you could get while operating this machine is a offline code. It basically is when you're on the machine lights up. It's just the cable is not talking to the machine and no functions are working. What you can do to check this and correct this issue is to check the gray USB communications cable on the back of the dashboard. Now you want to unplug that and do the same thing we did with the e-stop wires and check for continuity. Now that you got it disconnected, your communications cable disconnected from the dashboard, what you're going to do to check the continuity in the line is find the other end of your communications cable, which is located in your power board. Go ahead and remove it. Take your leads on your voltmeter and test the continuity like we did on the e-stop between the 2 points. Now, another suggestion you could do is go ahead and get a whole new communications cable, USB cable, hook it into your dashboard, and run it straight down, not through the machine, but straight down into your power board. Now, if that works, then you need a whole new communications cable. Now, in this part of the video, I'm going to show you guys how to test the gear synchronization and look for wear and tear on your belts. Some common issues that we've run into on these machines is if you're using it and the deck is shaking uncontrollably as if off balance, or your brushes are touching each other. Now what we recommend is go ahead and remove the deck from the machine. It just makes it a little easier on yourself to do that. The tools you're going to need to perform these steps are a 13mm socket, 13mm wrench, your 6 Allen head, and then you can just remove the deck like you normally would. Okay, first what you want to look for, go ahead and check your belts for wear and tear, torn pieces, anything like that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to check the gears for alignment. Now what you're looking for is these little triangle tabs. You might not be able to see them in the video, but there's little triangle tabs on the gears. They need to be aligned with the vertical slots on your brush deck. Now if they're not aligned, we're going to go ahead and show you how to align them. Now if your gears are not aligned with the triangle tab and the vertical slot in your deck, what you want to do is take your T25 torque screw, remove these 4 screws that are holding the idler pulley in place. Now once you have this removed, you can free up the gears and move the gears left and right to center them on your vertical line, and your gears are centered and aligned.